Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Living Room Sports here on KDKA-TV. I'm Bob Pompeani. Rich Walsh is on vacation this week. I'm riding solo, but I got two great guests to ride along with me. Former Pittsburgh Steelers champions and great people in the community, Brett Keisel, James Farrior, two-time Super Bowl champs. And gentlemen, first off, thanks for being here. What have you been up to? Brett, let's start with you.
Yeah, not too much. It's been a little crazy. I love coming up here to my farm. That's where I'm at right now. I'm using technology in my truck to talk to you guys right now, but it's awesome to come up here. I love getting to the farm. We just had some calves. I have Texas Longhorns and Black Angus. My two recent calves, I name them Hampton and Big A. Maybe Potsy, be the next.
Oh, appreciate it.
What about you, James? What have you been up to? I see it's sunny wherever you are. Where are you?
Yeah, sunny California, man. Right outside of LA in the valley. Right now, I'm chasing kids around all day. So, have 4 little ones in the house right now, and my wife is working from the home office, which is the pool house. So, yeah, that leaves me in the house with the kids all day.
Well, that's all right. It keeps you busy right there. Brett, I want to go back. You mentioned your farm animals, and I noticed you do name a lot of them, like Bull Cower, like Dick LaBull. So what do? You just sit and you find something that, like Casey Hampton. It must be a big animal you're naming after the ham.
Yeah, well, Hampton was a Longhorn. He's got a big Longhorn tattooed on his chest. And, the names have been fun. I kind of got Steeler Nation involved when Bull Cower was born. And they're the ones that came up with that name, Bull Cower. I reached out to Coach Cower, who's, our Hall of Fame coach, and got his blessing and made sure he wasn't offended by a calf being named after him. I did the same with Coach LeBeau too, and it's been getting the fans involved, and they've kind of come up with the names. But the last match with Big A and Hampton, I had to give some love to my line mates in the trenches.
Have you ever been on a hunting expedition with Brett? Because I once did, and I'm not fond of that kind of stuff, and I learned a lot. You guys were, Brett, you were pretty good at this stuff. Potsy, have you done it? Will you do it?
I would do it with Brett. There's not a lot of white men that I would go hunting with, but Brett is one of them. And I trust Brett enough to go hunting and have him lead the way. And I'm not really a hunter, but I will go with Brett. I'm sure he's an expert by now. And, I would love to go on one of his adventures with him and his crew.
Get you out here, Pop, for sure. It's funny. I would tell the guys sometimes about some of our stories or whatever, hunting, and they would just be like, not going out there. Like I told Hamp once, we had a bear around our camp, and Hamp's like, a bear? What are you doing up there with the bear? But, it's just kind of the way I grew up, and I love sharing that stuff with my teammates because I know they didn't have that type of childhood like I did. So we'll get you out here, Potsy.
How did you get that nickname? Who gave it to you? When did it really stick?
There's so many stories about that nickname. I don't think my mom realized that I was going to be a football player and, play professional football. She probably wouldn't have gave me that name. But she said when I was born, I was fat and I had a pot belly. And Happy Days was a popular show at the time. And she just saw the character on the show and was like, yeah, that's Potsy, my little baby. And that she started calling me Potsy when I was a baby. And it lasted. It still lasts to this day. People still call me Potsy from my hometown.
So, Brett, your nickname was Keisel the Diesel. I'm sure you've had other ones, but that was the one that a lot of people said was really all about you, just because of the fact that you were a 7th-round pick. You had to work your way into everything. Do you like that nickname? Where'd that come from? Who gave it to you?
Yeah, I think Wolf and Tunch were the first ones to call me Diesel. Tunch or Wolf, one of them saw me trucking down on kickoff and run somebody over, and he's like, we're just going to call you the Diesel. And it stuck, my friends at DVE and those guys have kind of kept it going on. And, of course, my teammates, they would always either call me Keys or Diesel, so it just kind of rolled through. I like it, I like pot dog too.
I really hope you have some tape of you running down on the kickoffs. I mean, you got a 300-pound lineman running down on kickoffs, blowing people up. That's athletic right there.
Well, Cowher used to say, I mean, you remember a pot, he would go, you either accelerate into the
Oh, man.
wedge
Accelerate or decelerate? What are you doing?
Oh, what are you doing? And I was like, man, we gotta go. But guys like Chris Hope and other guys that are trying, you know, DBs running into the wedge, they would just bounce off. So lucky I
Not having it.
Thank you, guys. We have plenty more coming up with Brett Keisel and James Farrior. We're going to talk about some of their Super Bowl memories and a post-game celebration story, which I don't think you've heard before. It's all coming up next right here on Living Room Sports, KDKA-TV.